Hello guys, how are you doing today? This is the People's News, and the first thing I want to ask everybody is I want to ask them how they're doing in light of there's lots of rain going on right now. Because as you know, the tropical storm Fred is passing through the Caribbean islands at this time, and we don't know the projected path. They project the paths; it can go this way or that way, but that can always change. But uh, we always hope for the best, and everybody stay safe regarding that. So we're going to be talking about what's going on in Afghanistan today, guys, and the U.S. soldiers and the Afghanistan people and how they are holding up given the current situation in Afghanistan. So we know that there were troops that were taken to Afghanistan. 3,500 troops was a total, and then now we know that recently they're increasing this. They're increasing it to 5,000 to 6,000 troops there. And this is because at the speed that the Taliban is actually taking over Afghanistan is astounding. It's astounding how fast they're moving. If you imagine, they were pushed all the way up the corner of Afghanistan. And now they've moved down, started city by city, and just taken over in a very little bit of time. And so this is an answer or a call to that, to make sure that the American soldier, or American contractors, not the American soldier, American contractors, and the Americans that work there with the soldiers are going to get out of there safely. So they want to have enough security force, and so they have these 5,000 to 6,000 soldiers there to get them out of the embassy, get them to the airport, and to keep that security force there guarding the airport as these American citizens and American contractors, they leave Afghanistan on planes. Now there are Afghanistan people actually grabbing onto these planes because they want to leave so bad. And as you know, the conditions in Afghanistan under the Taliban were very brutal and medieval. They said they were ruling by the Quran, but we can pretty much come up with the idea that that is not true, because they were wanting to cut off people's hands and, for stealing. And not only that, but the people that they're accusing of these crimes, they have no evidence of it, which is utterly amazing. And it leads us to the point that they're not qualified to uphold their own justice system. They're not qualified to administer punishment or to be their own judges, the judges of their own people, which is horrible. And these people are going to have to be subdued to these type of situations in the country under these medieval Talibanish rulers. So that's one thing they're looking at there. And they're, of course, like I said, they're grabbing onto these planes. They want to leave. They don't want to be under this Taliban control again. And if we look before, the women there, what they had to go through, they were beaten. Not only were they beaten, but if you look at it too, they were lashed with whips made of sharp, jagged edges, or lashed with that. They were hit with that, and just medieval the way they punished people back then. And women also, they were not getting education. They forbid women and children to become educated. They forbid that. And now with the U.S. being there for 20 years, they were able to establish an education system. And imagine, they're drawing out now, and that's all going to end up going out the window more than likely because of the Taliban, the way they like to rule. Just really, really sad thing to see. Which leads me to the question, what do you think? Do you think if the U.S. should have stayed there, shouldn't have pulled the troops out? I mean, how about a place like Germany? There's a lot of troops there. They could have pulled some troops out of Germany and kept the troops in Afghanistan. Because Germany probably could more than likely protect itself. But Afghanistan, they're up against these fierce terrorists. Let's think about it. I mean, it's horrible. And we look at their president. How about their president? The president has actually fled their country. He's went to another country in fear of his life. And his life could be in danger, okay? And imagine, from what I've read, there are like 200 to 300,000 Afghanistan soldiers that U.S. Army trained. And the Taliban is much smaller than that. They have better equipment. The U.S. trained Afghanistan soldiers, they have more equipment and more soldiers. And then the Taliban, how quickly they have taken over. It's just amazing. It's a lack of morale. And it didn't help that their president left. He was in fear of his life. And the Taliban actually stormed the presidential castle. So it was actually a wise thing for him to protect his life to leave, because if he would have been there still, they would have stormed the castle. They would have gotten him. The question though is, where are all these soldiers at? You know, if there's 200, 300,000 Afghanistan soldiers, where are they? And there's only a small portion of Taliban soldiers. Why are they running from the Taliban? You know, that's the question we got to ask ourselves. Or is it because of lack of training on the U.S. government or the U.S. Army side, U.S. military side? We don't know. But they definitely ran. And the president ran. And we also have some troops that defected to Uzbekistan, Afghanistan troops. That's just crazy. I mean, I don't understand. There's more of them. They have the equipment. They've been trained. You know, what's really going on, guys? And so, yeah, they have taken over all of Afghanistan. They've taken over Kabul, and now the American soldiers have gotten everybody out of the embassy. They're at the airport, and they're sending planes out right now with all the Americans and the contractors. And right now they have a security force there. It's probably those 6,000 troops, or a portion of them, that are actually guarding the airport. So these Afghan soldiers that lose their morale, like I mentioned, maybe they weren't left enough equipment, weapons, or vehicles to defend against the Taliban, or maybe they weren't trained well enough. What do you guys think about that? You know, leave me in the comments section what you think about that. Now remember, guys, the Taliban takes control again. The likelihood of women and children, like I mentioned earlier, they wouldn't be able to teach children. They wouldn't have education. That's just horrible. You know, they imagine 20 years they built the system up. Now it's going to crumble, and they're going to go back to being treated and like medieval people, the children and the women. Not only the children, but the men too. So let me let me know what you think in the comments section. I'll be doing some more videos about the Taliban and Afghanistan and what's going on there, and the stimulus package. Please let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. My channel is new. Share it with others. Tell them to like and subscribe and watch. Thank you, guys. And on the end, there's a video left and right. Click on there if you haven't seen those videos. I'll be doing new videos, so please watch on my channel for new videos. And we'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Have a wonderful, safe, blessed day.